Before I started playing Hitman, my favorite games were Thief, Sticks, stealth games. I think it was Thief where I learned how I like to play. In Thief, I know a lot of Thief fans are not a fan of the Square Enix game. I didn't know the Thief game before that, so I don't know what I was missing. I know that there's criticisms that it was very linear and not the sandbox that they were hoping for. So I get all that. But for me, what I liked about it was the way you get to choose how you want to play. They say you can play as a predator, where you're basically killing everything in sight, or you can play as an opportunist, which is manipulating your environment to make it advantageous for yourself. Or you can play as a ghost, where you do your best not to be seen, not to impact anything around you, and that is how I love to play. I mean, I always went for 100% ghost on all the missions. And that's kind of where Styx is too. Styx is a little goblin who is not very good in a mass fight. He's great at sneaking up on people, but if it's one-on-one versus an elf or a man, he's probably going to lose. So he needs to be sneaky and stealthy. And that's the way I enjoy playing. So could I take Hitman World of Assassination and make it a ghost game? A game where you can play as a ghost if you want. I mean, Hitman is highly flexible. You can play any way you want. But I want a standard tougher than Silent Assassin. Let's face it, Silent Assassin is not very silent. You watch the speedrunners play, they're using breaching charges to launch themselves or bombs across the map. They're using distraction shots to run right past guards that are looking for them with their weapons drawn. They're shooting people in the legs. I mean, kudos to them because they're finding ways to manipulate the game to get a very fast score, which is their aim. They want to complete it as fast as possible. And I can't even come close. I don't even try because I know that's not my game and I wouldn't be any good at it. But it's not very silent. They play the loudest Silent Assassin game I've ever seen. I'm looking for ghost mode, ghost run, ghost rules, where you play the game quietly. Leave no trace that you were there. And so this is what I came up with. These are the rules that I follow for my ghost runs. The main goal is to leave no obvious signs that you were there. Leave no evidence behind. Don't show any obvious signs that it was a murder. That's kind of the main goal, and that's kind of the philosophy I'm using to try to judge everything else that goes with it. There are others out there that like to play like I do, and they have already come up with their rules, and more power to them. One man, Heidelman, has come up with the perfect set of rules. He goes, I'm going to play it like if I was actually in the game, and he goes a little bit further than I go. He walks everywhere. No running, because running is one way to get noticed, and you don't want to be noticed. You want to be forgettable. So he does that. And if he picks up a wrench or a screwdriver somewhere, he makes sure he returns the wrench and the screwdriver to where he picked it up. Again, no sign. So he goes for a very high level of this. It's probably higher than I could have the patience to possibly do. So for me, I've come up with my own set of rules that I try to follow. Here they are. Every kill's got to be an accident kill. That's by your hand. If somebody else wants to kill them for you, or they want to commit suicide, you're okay. No knockouts. That's an obvious sign you were there. I ruled out poisons because I'm guessing in an autopsy it's going to be found. I know it says traceless in the challenge, but I don't know of a poison that's traceless, but I'm no medical examiner. So there's that. Every run has got to be on master level. Every run's got to be a silent assassin. No explosives, no using bullets. When you come, well, you can use disguises. I don't think it's possible. I'm pretty sure it's not possible to do a ghost run on master difficulty without using disguises. So I allow the use of disguises, but you can only use disguises you find on the map or you start the game with. You must leave the map when you're done in the same disguise that you started in, so you don't leave anything behind. And all disguises that you wear must have gloves. So if there's a disguise you want to wear but it doesn't have gloves, you can't wear it because you're going to touch something, you're going to leave fingerprints behind. The other thing you need to remember about disguises is if you do use a disguise you find on the map, you need to return that disguise to the same place where you found it so that nobody knows that it was used for nefarious reasons. I do allow the use of a lockpick. To me, if somebody uses a lockpick on a door, there's no way to know that. At least I'm not aware of it. Most likely, I mean, maybe a locksmith, if he were to dismantle it, would figure it out, but that's not likely. So lockpicks are okay. You can't use a crowbar. You can't use a gun. You can't use a bomb to open a door, but you can use a lockpick. Any device that you might use is something you've got to be able to pick up and take back with you. So an EMT charge, a taser, any kind of explosive device is not going to work because it's going to leave behind debris that the FBI could collect and analyze and use as evidence to start figuring out who you are and how to get to you. So if you can't bring it back with you, then you can't really use it. I found the game to be a lot more challenging. Obviously, if you're limiting yourself in this way, it's definitely going to be more challenging. Forces you to think. And after completing all the challenges in the regular game, and then after 100 campaigns of freelancers, I could finally get that last challenge completed. I was looking for something to make this game interesting again, and this did it for me. I think it's a fun way to play. It's the way I prefer to play. So, give it a shot.